Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the intro of the Kingsfield special. Some of you probably gonna ask yourself right now, what is this stuff all about? And I have to go a little bit into detail here before we actually start the Kingsfield type special extravaganza, or however I'm gonna call it. Um, yeah, you know that I love playing video games, and you know that my knowledge about video games is, I would say, over average. No, how do you say that? Over average? Above average, I think that's how you call it as a proper English speaking person. And especially in the last months, I think you noticed that already, and I was even saying that on my internet streams, that me just sitting down on my fucking ass and just playing a video game is personally for me not enough anymore. I know most people that still watch me are thinking that's totally fine. I just like watching this dude playing video games that he enjoys, but I'm doing content over the internet since over 6 years right now, and I'm at a point, especially with my life, being different now and me finally growing up, however you want to call it, that I want to challenge myself a little bit more. And I was always saying that I really don't have any idea what the direction is that I want to go with internet streaming or with in general making content over the internet. And yeah, I kind of made a little prototype. I think it was in November or in October 2015 already, where I started the history of Resident Evil. I sat myself down and analyzed Resident Evil and gave a lot of information about Resident Evil because Resident Evil is one of my most favorite gaming franchises, even if it hit rock bottom with fucking Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. That is pretty much dead right now. And unfortunately, the feedback of the history things wasn't all that good. People really didn't like it, especially because a lot of it was pre-recorded, because it's just way easier to give information out if it's like pre-recorded. It's just way easier to talk if there's no distraction from the chat and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't want to spend too much time now here with the wonderful Kingsfield intro talking about the direction that I want to go. But I want to challenge myself a little bit. The Let's Play culture, like it's not like that I can't stand the Let's Play culture anymore, but let's be honest, you don't need to have any talent, to be a successful Let's Player. It's just a fact. I'm not fucking flaming anyone. I'm happy for a talentless dude that earns thousands and thousands of dollars for just sitting on his ass 2 hours a day making a let's play to a video game. I'm happy for the dude, but I don't want to go 100% into that direction anymore. I kind of want to challenge myself. I have a lot of gaming knowledge. I think if I can talk a lot about a topic, it's video games. And I have so much stuff sealed away in my brain. Uh, I have so much stuff sealed away in my brain, and I just want to share some of that video game knowledge that I have. And I really want to make these history sessions a common theme right now on my stream. But don't worry, I say, that I said that I don't want to concentrate 100% anymore on just playing a video game. Playing video games live will still be a part of the stream, obviously. Mostly parts of the history sessions. So, a little bit about this format here again. If you saw the Resident Evil history session, you kind of know a little bit about these formats. These history sessions formats, like this here right now, or when I go into detail with certain games in a franchise or with a certain developer, will be pre-recorded. But obviously, and especially with Kingsfield 4, I have a complete playthrough of Kingsfield 4 planned. Did I say that right now? Especially with Kingsfield 4. I have a complete I have a complete playthrough planned with the game Kingsfield 4, and I will make a little bit of a history session about all the other Kingsfield games that are in the series and about spin-offs, because Kingsfield is not the only game that uses that format from the now so-called prestige developer From Software. That was a lot of information at once, but I hope that I put it all in meaning or that it all made sense and stuff like that. Don't worry, these history sessions will be a part of the stream, but there will obviously still be live playing sessions in that King's Field special right now with King's Field 4. Why did I decide to go with King's Field 4? The King's Field series is a special series. I don't want to go too much into detail right now because I want to do that in the separate segments. We will have a segment to every King's Field game where we see like 10 minutes of footage where I talk a little bit over it. I mainly play the footage myself, what means I probably only show like the first 10 minutes of the game and stuff like that. And yeah. That's kind of the direction that I want to go. As you can see, there is no jump cutting, so sometimes it just happens that I say or that I have to think for like a second or two. So you know that I'm not a big fan of jump cutting. I think the whole jump cut generation is fucking terrible. People can't talk anymore, without fucking jump cutting every 2 seconds. I don't know what these people are actually gonna do if they go out, and have to talk with people in reality where you can't jump cut all the time. I know that most people that jump cut stuff can still talk normally in real life, and it's just a thing that you do over the internet, yada yada yada. But I'm not a fan about that, and I'm not a fan about putting things as fast as possible with the least amount of information possible in a thing. If I want to talk like 5 hours about King's Field 1, I'm gonna fucking talk 5 hours about King's Field 1. I know I got a lot of hate for that back in the day with Resident Evil. I talked like 2 hours about Resident Evil 1 and 2 hours about Resident Evil 2, and the feedback that I got was plain terrible from people saying that it was way too boring and that it was not enjoyable to watch. Well, newsflash, I don't care. You can always turn off the fucking stream or just watch it. Don't watch it or watch it on YouTube and fast forward. This is how I do my things. I want to go into as much detail as possible, and hopefully I can give you guys a little bit of information that you maybe didn't know, and maybe I can open you guys' eyes for certain game franchises that you would probably never look at. Okay. We're still at the King's Field intro, and I see that I'm 7 minutes and 33 seconds in. A little bit about King's Field. Like I said, I'm gonna go into the main detail section of King's Field, of the games, in their actual segments. Obviously, the next segment will be me showing you a little bit about King's Field 1 and talking a little bit about it. But yeah, a little bit about King's Field. King's Field is a game from a company that is called From Software. And From Software is now worldwide known as one of the, even in the short time that they are now worldwide mainstream known, From Software enjoys being called a prestige developer, a AAA developer and stuff like that, because these motherfuckers made Demon's Souls, Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Like, that's From Software. Before these games, before Demon's Souls, Dark Souls and Bloodborne, no one fucking cared for From Software. There are many reasons why no one fucking cared for From Software. One of the reasons is that their games were mainly focused on the Japanese market, especially King's Field, and they barely made it to the Western audience. And if the games made it to the Western audience, they were really... there were mixed opinions about these games. You obviously had the hardcore people that said, yes, I love From Software games, and you had the people that just plain hated the From Software games for their gameplay, for their artistic style, and yeah. Pretty much, From Software was no one before Demon's Souls. For me personally, From Software was not no one before Demon's Souls, because in the year 2002, I don't know if it was 2002 in Europe, but I think it was 2002 in Europe or 2003, a wonderful game came out called King's Field 4. And King's Field 4 was my start with the King's Field series. And I think I can say a secret right now where many people, I think especially M4, because for some reason, I think it didn't flame King's Field 4, But his opinion about King's Field 4, always when I talk about King's Field 4, he calls it Shit Field 4. I don't know if M4 ever played King's Field 4 or any other King's Field game. What really surprises me, because especially M4, like me, being an dungeon crawler fan, that he supposedly doesn't like King's Field 4 or the King's Field series. I don't know if M4 is watching this special thing here right now, so hopefully M4 I can open your eyes a little bit, that if you give the series a chance, you can have one of the most rewarding and great gaming experiences of all time. So I started with King's Field 4. And I remember playing this game back in the day, and I remember back in the day, especially in Germany, practically every game reviewer flamed the game, or not flamed the game, but teared the game apart. Like, I think the game, even the Metacritic score of King's Field 4 is, I think, 50 out of 100. 50 out of 100 is not that bad, it's average in my thinking, you know. In my thinking, a 5 out of 10 game is not a bad game, it's an average game, because it has a 5 out of 10. We are living in a world right now when a game doesn't get a 9 or a 10 out of 10, people are calling it bullshit. I call these people brainless, because that's not how it is. Games are a fucking thing of taste, and everyone has a different taste. But yeah, when it comes to the press, King's Field 4 didn't get that good of a reputation. And I don't want to go too much into King's Field 4 right now, but I just want to talk a little bit about the story that I have with King's Field. King's Field 4 was my start in the King's Field series, and King's Field 4 back in the day just blew me away. You will see that in the live playing that I want to do. I'm gonna do a complete playthrough of King's Field 4 live after this special. I don't know if it will be today on the same day where the special is gonna get sent, or if I will start the live Let's Play tomorrow or a day or another day. I mean, if you watch the stuff on YouTube, it's probably uploaded anyway already. And yeah, I have so precious memories with King's Field 4. I'm gonna go into detail there on the live thing. I have so precious memories with King's Field 4, and that's the reason I want to take King's Field 4 as the live playing thing, as the complete playthrough thing, to show you that, I mean, now King's Field, because people know now, oh my god, King's Field, that's from the people that made Demon's Souls and Dark Souls and Bloodborne. I had so many discussions already with people, you know, that talked how awesome Bloodborne is and on all these games, and then at the same point they flamed the developers of King's Field because King's Field is such a bad game. And I was like saying to these dudes, you know that the developers of King's Field are the same people as the people that made Demon's Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne. And hell, Demon's Souls is actually a spiritual successor of King's Field, obviously with different gameplay and stuff like that. And these people were surprised because they just didn't know about From Software before and about King's Field. What will this special include? This special will include can we call it 4 main games? There are 4 main games. We have King's Field 2, King's Field 3, and King's Field 4. Where while King's Field 1 was a Japanese exclusive, we will see footage of this with an English translation patch. Some nice person actually sat down and completely translated King's Field 1 to English, what means I think King's Field 1 doesn't have that much text, and especially King's Field doesn't have that much story, but it's still nice to play the game with English text, because, you know, you have an inventory and it's nice to see what you actually use, if you use an item or whatever. King's Field 1 only came out in Japan, while King's Field 2 and 3 came out in a Western market. Then we obviously have King's Field 4, the game that I have a lot of heart for. Like King's Field 4, and some people will call me absolutely crazy right now, is one of my top 10 games of all time. I'm not joking here. King's Field 4 is one of my top 10 games of all time. I couldn't say right now on which place it is, but it's on my top 10. Then I will talk a little bit about, the King's Field series didn't end with King's Field 4. Let's call it spin-offs or not main games. The King's Field series got 2 more games on PlayStation Plus, I almost said, on PSP. on PlayStation Portable called Kingsfield Additional 1 and 2. They changed a bit or a lot in the game system there, but I will go obviously into detail during the special. There are a bunch of mobile versions of Kingsfield. I don't think I will probably talk about them a little bit in like a 5-minute segment. I see it coming that I'm gonna talk about it again in like a fucking 200-minute segment. But yeah, obviously I can't really make my own footage with the mobile version, so I'm probably not gonna talk too much about it. And with that, pretty much the Kingsfield series ends already. But From Software brought out other games that use the same concept of a Kingsfield. Again, what is the concept of a Kingsfield? You will see it anyway in a second in the special. The concept of the Kingsfield, it's pretty much a dungeon crawler. While dungeon crawlers back in the day, yeah, how to explain a dungeon crawler? A dungeon crawler was pretty much, you didn't have a 360-degree movement in dungeon crawlers. You always moved block-wise. I mean, if you want to look at a more current generation dungeon crawler, look at the Legend of Grimrock games. You can't move in a 360 degrees angle there. You move like from step to step to step to step, while the Kingsfield games used the dungeon crawler mechanics, but they made it in a 360-degree 3D environment, how I'm gonna call it right now. And that, especially back in the day, made Kingsfield for PlayStation 1 extremely special. But yeah, the same concept, games with the same concept were developed, I think, by From Software too, if I'm not completely mistaken. And these games are called Shadow Tower Abyss, and Eternal Ring. All three of these games are not really Kingsfield games, but they use the exact same mechanics as a Kingsfield. I think some of them even have the exact same HUD HUD. HUD, do you say it in English like that? HUD. They use the exact same HUD, and I think all of them are developed by From Software too. So in total, I will speak about, I will speak about at least 9 different games. So you will see that this will probably be a really long special. I will probably, we will see how long the special will be. But yeah, I will talk about 8 games. Obviously varying lengths, and Kingsfield 4 is gonna get played. So if in the upcoming segments you see me talking about Kingsfield 1, Kingsfield 2, and Kingsfield 3, and then I'm gonna go straight to Kingsfield Additional 1 and 2, please don't say like, Michael, you're missing something. No, I'm not missing something. Kingsfield 4 will be the Kingsfield game that I'm gonna put the most detail on, because I will do a live playthrough of Kingsfield 4 on PlayStation 2. I'm still debating with myself if I do it on my original PlayStation 2. I have the original game. I actually have the whole Kingsfield collection. I'm gonna talk about that in upcoming segments too. I'm not sure if I play on my PlayStation 2. The problem is with my PlayStation 2, it's like my 7 millionth PlayStation 2, and unfortunately, PlayStation 2 consoles are a piece of shit when it comes to the laser. And while Kingsfield 2 is definitely not the best looking game, even for back in the day, it is an extremely laser heavy game, because Kingsfield 4 doesn't have any loading times and stuff like that, what means the PlayStation 2 pretty much is always on action, and the laser is getting strained pretty highly there. And so it could be that I'm gonna make the Kingsfield 4 playthrough with an emulator, nicely upscaled to 1080p, but we will see about that. I'm not sure about that. I don't really want to think about it right now, because probably today, while I see that I talk since like 19 minutes already with the intro, I will probably not even start with the Kingsfield 4 playthrough anyway. So if you don't have that much time and you're only here for the Kingsfield 4 playthrough, you can probably skip the next segments, because I don't think that there will be anything live played, because this special is gonna go a long time. But yeah, I think that was the intro. I mainly said everything. Again, for me personally, Kingsfield is deep in my heart. It's anchored deep in my heart. I have so many good memories while starting with Kingsfield 4 and then playing all the older Kingsfields practically right after 4 because I was so like I can't even put into words what for me personally kind of like it's extreme to say this. I for me personally Kingsfield 4 with all the flaws that it has, and it has so many flaws. The enemy AI is bullshit. The gameplay is extremely slow. The movement is terrible. But at the same time, it's kind of a masterpiece for me. I'm going a little bit out of my way here, calling this a masterpiece right now. But I have so many good memories of Kingsfield 4, and for me, this is obviously a test too to see if Kingsfield 4 actually aged that well, and if my memories still hold up with the playthrough that I had back in the day. But yeah, that was the little Kingsfield intro, and yeah, we're gonna continue, obviously, with the next, or the first game in the series, that is Kingsfield. But yeah, that was the intro. That was me, and yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the intro. I wanted to make the intro like 5 minutes long, and now it's 21 minutes long. But yeah, information, and you like that you probably don't like if I talk too much, but you know that I talk like a ongoing waterfall or something like that. But yeah, that was the intro, and I would say, let's start the Kingsfield special officially right motherfucking now. If you watch this on YouTube, you probably have to click on the next video or something like that. But there will obviously be a playlist. So yeah, that was the intro. And for the intro, I'm gonna say bye, but the program is far from over.